Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. Don't forget to send us your bear photos if indeed you're successful on this rifle bear season. But right now, we're going to take a look at some people's trophies. We call it Pennsylvania People and Places.
Celebrating 40 years of Pennsylvania outdoor life. This is People and Places.
We'll begin things this morning with 9-year-old Nixon Waters of Scott Township and the buck that he shot while being mentored by his grandpa. Nixon's buck had 9 points and was shot with the crossbow. Here's another huge buck that was shot by Tom Turner of Summit Hill. Tom's buck had 9 points and weighed 225 pounds. Ed Yanashowski of Pottsville is seen here with the 9-point buck that he shot while hunting in Schuylkill County. Ed's buck had an 18-inch spread. Check out the buck that 15-year-old David Hoff of Tunkhannock shot while hunting on his grandpa's land in Wyoming County, and they were hunting on Halloween. Dave's buck had 8 points and was shot with his Barnett Ghost crossbow. Here's Matthew Willis of Kingston and the buck that he shot while archery hunting in Wildlife Management Unit 4E. Matthew's buck had 8 points and was shot at a distance of only 15 yards with his Matthews V3X compound bow and Muzzy Trocar broadheads. Next, we see 8-year-old Tanner Cattell of Honesdale and the buck that he shot while being mentored by his dad, Adam, in Lebanon Township, Wayne County. Tanner's buck had 8 points and was shot with the crossbow. Here's 11-year-old Hunter Ungst of Pine Grove and the buck that he shot while hunting with his dad. Hunter's buck had 4 points and was shot at a distance of 20 yards with his 10-point crossbow. Big Sis wasn't going to let her little brother outdo her. Here's 16-year-old Hannah Ungst and the buck that she shot with her 10-point crossbow. Hannah's buck had 6 points and was shot at a distance of 25 yards. Congratulations on those great deer, Hunter and Hannah. Next, we see 11-year-old Mason Rung of Danville and his very first buck. Mason's buck had 4 points and was shot while hunting with his Uncle Travis on November 12th. He made a perfect 24-yard shot, making for an easy recovery. Congratulations on your first buck, Mason. Finally, this morning, we see Emma Tompkins of Montrose and the buck that she shot on November 7th while hunting with her father, Lawrence. Emma's buck had 8 points and was shot at a distance of 40 yards with the Raven R10 crossbow. Way to go, Emma. And with all of our successful sportsmen out there, we'll put a close to this week's edition of Pennsylvania People and Places. And that's just archery. I can't wait to see what comes in with the rifle deer season, rifle bear season. Send us your photos. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.